happiness. Because when we see loved ones, we really feel that affection. So Pandavas are coming, and that was what Bhishma always wanted, to see Pandavas victorious. And who is doing that? So Supreme Lord is doing that. He is orchestrating. So what point I want to say here, that again, it is not by chance that devotees come together. And what is if you see in the bigger span of life, a broader span of life, I should say, how rare it is. So many lifetimes we have had. If we see Srimad Bhagavatam, in Satyuga, one life is so long. And say if you are not a devotee that time, all those years you are just alone, basically. You are not with devotees. And then what to speak of 8.4 million species of life, you are in that chakra, that cycle. You are not coming across devotees. And then somehow or the other, by Guru's grace, by inconceivable mercy, in this life, now we have come across devotees. Are we to take it cheaply, or just because we are always around devotees, we should just say it's just a regular thing, because we are living in an ashram, we are living in a community setting. I can speak about myself, we may think that this is like, these are regular human beings, this is like normal, and things happen, and then I should not talk to this person and that person, and maybe, I don't like this, I don't like that. I can ride the chariot of my mind, seeing, because I'm so close, seeing with the magnifying glass all that is wrong and forgetting all that is right. Because again, I'm not pure. And when we are not pure, then we have the flea mentality. What's the flea mentality? The flea goes where the rotten stuff is and sits on the rotten stuff, feasts on the rotten stuff. And what's the bee mentality? Bee mentality is to go from flower to flower, collect nectar, and then go to the hive and share that nectar with others. So we have to decide, we want to be like fleas, or we want to be like honeybees. And what we see here in these various pastimes which I'm sharing, that how devotees are so happy to be with each other. And they really realize. So if you see our lifespan, which is say 100 years, if say, for example, we all live for 100 years, it is so small in compared to other lifetimes. And then we are with devotees. And then because of our past karma and other things, they are saying we can't stay together. So truly associating with devotees would be to actually understand that why am I here in this moment with seeing a Vaishnava? How can I feel inspired? How can I serve this devotee? How can I please Krishna when I'm seeing this person? How can I please my Guru when I'm seeing this devotee? So that's the mood. That's the understanding. And that brings me to the second part of what I was trying to say, that how when devotees come together, and sometimes it is not in our karma that devotees are supposed to come together, we make choices which we should not have made, that we are landing with devotees for a particular span of time. And that particular time, Maya will give us every single thing. And that can be 3 months, that can be 6 months, that can be 3 years, that can be 10 years, 15 years, whatever amount of time that is in our life. And Maya will give us every opportunity to forget that we are actually an instant. So it is on us. It is like, ball is in our court. Whether we take that once in a lifetime opportunity from the illusory potency of the Lord, or we accept that here, now, in this space, in this very moment, I am with Vaishnavas. Let me be here in the present, not think about the future. And yes, we should think about the future, but important things. Not like, what if this, what if that, and always scheming. Or definitely not doing this. What? Thinking about the past. And one important thing which I want to share is, if you see Bhagavad Gita, and I share this very often, first thing Krishna says is, do not lament. And the last thing also, one of the last things he says, very important things, do not lament. So lament for what? Lament for the past. That this would have happened, or that would have happened, or this and that. Krishna is saying, Depend upon me. Be here with me in the present. Do this for me. That's what Krishna is. Now, we may say Krishna is not telling me anything personally. But then through Vaishnavas who are glorifying Krishna, who are following the pure devotees, through them we hear what Krishna wants us to say. Shastra speaks is what Krishna wants us to say. So Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. So keeping our consciousness and our mind in check with this triangle of Guru, Sadhu and Shastra is very, very important. And understanding that meeting of Vaishnavas is actually great fortune. Two devotees coming together for Sangha, it's a great, great thing. And when we don't have it, then we realize it, that what just has gone from life. And sometimes you may not even realize it. You just feel it, that something is missing. Something is missing. I don't know what is missing. Something is missing. So understanding the opportunity we have and then acting on that opportunity of truly associating with true humility. And here I'll just add a small point which Arjun Prabhu shared with me 2 days ago, I think, that having true humility is when we have a guru. Guru is the one who keeps us in check. He is the one who says the truth. He is not here to, like how scriptures say, that Satyam Bruyat Priyam Bruyat, say the truth, but only the palatable. That's a general principle for everyone. We should not say disturbing things here and there. But Guru is not that. He comes to cut. He comes to say the truth. He comes to speak directly. He's speaking straight. He's looking at us, whatever we are, how we are, and what we need. And if we are regularly hearing from great souls, from our Guru, from Guru Sadhu Shastra, then that's the only way, in my opinion again, to really understand the opportunity of Vaishnava Sangha, which we are blessed with. So with that, I open to comments, questions, criticisms, anything. I think if he says something and I repeat it, that would be the best. Okay, Prabhuji?
Many places
Haribol, Karuna, Nimai.
And then after I develop friendship and affection, then you separate. In this way, you're like a childish boy. So she argues, why to develop affection? Because affection is the cause of sorrow. If I didn't have the affection, then it wouldn't be sorrow. And the providence is playing around. So how is it that, knowing that this is the flow of nature, how is it that we're supposed to invest in how do we invest in energy in such a way? Like, what's the point? Why?
And then repeat what he's saying, okay? If you can. It's Jai Jagannath. We're missing out big time. Karuna Nimai.
So the people who are online, they can't hear us. No, as I'm speaking here, then they can hear us. But they were not able to hear Jai Jagannath Prabhu. Huh? No. So they were writing on the chat. So as we have less time here, Jai Jagannath Prabhu has raised a very, very profound question. He says that he's basically quoting the 25th shloka, that when we know that by the waves of time, how the sticks and the planks, they don't stay together and they leave and they are not able to stay together. Devotees are also not able to stay together. And he is saying that, is it only in the context of devotees, Jai Jagannath Prabhu, or it's in the context of any personality? Okay. He's saying that any context you take in Bhagavatam, and he was specifically reminding us of Harsha Shoka story. Am I correct, Prabhu? Yeah, Harsha Shoka story where the child is born to Maharaj Chitraketu, and then how he dies, and the affection is being developed, and then there is suffering. So why to develop that affection? Why to be there in that meeting and just be like not gain that affection so that we don't suffer? That's what you are saying, Prabhu? That's the argument for this. Okay, so as per my little understanding, which I would like to share here, what I would like to share here is that it's not about us. In the truest sense, it's not about us. When two devotees are meeting, it's not about them. They are meeting and they're happy, and that's why I specifically said meeting of devotees. First, I spoke about meeting of relatives and friends, but then I was specifically giving examples of meeting of pure devotees or devotees. Devotees feel nourished, and it's about Krishna. It's about pleasing Krishna that they come together. A devotee is not concerned whether I'm going to suffer or I'm going to be happy. He's always thinking, how can I please my Guru and how can I please the Supreme Lord? So the gopis here, if you see, they developed such deep affection for Krishna. And then Krishna left. And then whole of their life, as per some historical account, we can say that Krishna was never there actually. But then our acharyas actually say, and that's the whole point of Vipralambha Bhakti, that although Krishna was not physically there, but actually Krishna was always there. And that's the potency of the Supreme Lord. So his remembrance, because he is God, is not different from his physical personality. Similarly, when two pure devotees or two devotees come, and if you are actually suffering because you are missing a devotee, and you know that I'm missing because there is a personality around the devotee, but there is also the devotional aspect. If you're missing a devotee, then that devotion which you are missing is basically, it's always there with you. It's like you are still there with the devotee. Like how Prabhupada says that I'm always with my spiritual master because I'm trying to follow his instructions. Vani and Babu. So my point here is that it's not about suffering in the future, but it's more about what's pleasing to Krishna. Remembering Krishna. Remembering a pure devotee. Remembering those things. They are nourishing to our heart. And even in the direst or most gravest situations when we are actually suffering, they actually give us a silver line. That's one way of looking at it. Now I'm getting other options also for how I can see things when answering this question, but I'll not go there. Maybe after Bhagavatam class. But thank you for bringing that. Does that answer your question? Please.
First of all, it was just reminding me that I was starting my relationship. Right after. He said, "Why looking for relationship?" But he said something. He said that he was young, so he really confused me. All this about Harvard, zero world. He said he learned early on. Why would I pursue something like that? So he's making a joke, but I'm speaking to that question. This is what I really care about. He said, when you really care about me, it's telling inspiration. And I think that the idea of affection is your mind. You mentioned about the guru cutting. Sometimes refer to that often, that cutting and saying, idea of also extraordinary care with that. Your story that Prabhupada is very heavy, but also extraordinary affection, care, love. Still move people that years today. And so I think the idea of having affection for people and also caring for someone's welfare, caring for someone's welfare is not to be shared about relationship. The idea of affection in the material sense that we discussed here is the idea that this person is designed for some sort of sense of pleasure. And if I see it that way, I'm bound to be disrupted or disappointed. And the ones that I'm asking God, my source of my source of action. But when I really genuinely actually have affection in the sense of caring for their welfare, then the fact that they're separated from me may be painful, but ultimately in a higher sense of happiness. Just like I was up to see this weekend with
Yeah, devotees, a little spontaneous class today. Sorry. Yeah, would anyone like to reflect? Jimunajaya, you want to reflect something?
I don't know if you can hear me okay. Can you
Yes.
hear me?
Yes.
No, wait, not. Oh, you can. Oh, okay. No, I just wanted to say, I put in the chat, I really love the point of what he was saying about when Krishna says, don't lament, be with me. And I just sort of, that was so sweet. Don't lament, you stay here with me and you don't have any need to lament. So I was just really touched by that. Yeah, I just wanted to say that. Thank you, Lord Krishna.
Nice. Thank you, Jimunajaya. Beautiful. Yeah, I was thinking that in the context of bhakti, if you're attached to a devotee, then this attachment has no sense of proprietorship. There's no selfishness, really. So in the context of bhakti, if we are attached to a devotee, then there is an understanding that we value, we treasure this association because we know how strong the waves of time are. I know that and we don't take it for granted. I don't take Krishna Daya Prabhu for granted. Even though he's here every day steadily, I still miss him every time. And this makes me appreciate the wave of time, makes me appreciate all of you coming in. Because I know that tomorrow we may be pulled in other directions. Hopefully we won't, but still, in bhakti, it's okay to be attached to a devotee because there's no proprietorship. Bhima Prabhu, am I right? Am I getting this right? I need your endorsement. Without that, I'm just bubbling.
Haribol. Yes, of course you're right, Prabhu. You're always right. Haribol. I don't say much no more.
Okay.
I got to go to class before I say things.
Okay. Angelica?
Hare Krishna. Responding to your point, I don't remember which verse it was, but in one of the purports in Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada mentions in his purport about family life, and I found that to be very interesting because he wrote that as long as in the family life the couple or the parents and their children or the family essentially is focused around Krishna and they are doing kirtan and they are reading and chanting, it essentially that doesn't have to be given up because it's already completely engaged in Krishna's service and it's offered. So there is no point in renunciation because the whole purpose of renunciation is just to focus on the Lord and to offer everything back to him. And so I was just reminded of that because I find it to be very beautiful how first of all it saves us from maybe that external vision of feeling like there's this renunciation, this isn't, because as long as it's offered, it's already higher than just anything else that may seem like renunciation. And on the other side to it, it means that we can lead a so-called perfectly normal lives and actually really make them Krishna conscious, and there isn't anything that cannot be spiritualized.
Right, exactly. It's interesting. I have a wife and a daughter, and then of course I'm attached to them, pretty seriously. But at the same time, I have this. I have this. Maybe it's not fully developed yet, but still, it's very strong. I have a very strong understanding that they are actually Krishna's wife and Krishna's daughter, and I'm just helping them. They're in my care. I'm in their care also. So I'm just facilitating their devotional service, and this really helps to have a purer relationship, as opposed to having this proprietorship. This is my wife, and I'm the husband, and this and that. If you see them as Krishna's devotees, then it makes things really, really nice and easy and smooth. Jamuna Jaya, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, I just had to weigh in about those last 2 points, because that is my concern when I was first getting into Christian consciousness about my attachment to my husband and my family really disturbed me. When I was reading Bhagavad Gita 13, 8 through 12, and it talks about, the distaste for family life, I was really disturbed, and it prompted me to go to my Guru Dev, with my Guru Dev then, that I asked Daniel Swami, I said, is my attachment and my love for my family going to be a problem? And I was very disturbed, and he answered me so perfectly, just as what you were saying. He was saying, these people are put in your care by Krishna, and anything, and we know that to accept what is favorable and to reject what is unfavorable. And my love for my family, Maharaj assured me, was very favorable to having a soft heart. So this is a point that's always resonated with me a lot, because it really, I was quite disturbed at the beginning, and that Maharaj put it to bed. So I just wanted to ring in for that, because I loved your point. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Jamuna Jaya. Yeah, it's all by Krishna's arrangement that they are in our care. Beautiful point. Yeah, and what are we? We don't own anything. Speaking about renunciation, what do we have to renounce in the first place? We don't own it. There's no ownership. There's servitorship. We're serving our family members. Rameshwar Naik, is that okay? Is that okay with you? Yes. Thank you. Okay, would anyone else like to share anything? Sharmila, unmute yourself. Put your camera on if you can.
Hare Krishna. This is a very important message, especially this day and age where we are losing our loved ones due to various reasons. This is the shloka that the learned ones quote. When we are in association with others, we move in a short life, in the short journey of life together, and we all separate. And this is a very profound message to understand that we are all here for this journey towards Krishna, and he's the only permanent one that we need to associate with, and we all have to treat each other as bhaktas of Krishna, and we are all here to learn more about him, and that's how we should treat each other and try to find that be the honeybee, as what Prabhuji very profoundly said in this message. Try to bring the best in each of us and not be that flea, and respect each other in this journey, because we are all very independent, and we are all, even though we have the kids, we have our husband and wife and other associations, we need to reflect that we're all very independent, and we are all here towards the save of Krishna, and be very grounded in that, so that we don't fall apart when we lose our loved ones. Hare Krishna.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Sharmila. Yeah, let's not fall apart. Let's stick together. Let's keep doing devotional service. Srila Prabhupada said, you chant Hare Krishna here, I'll be chanting there, and we'll be together in this chanting. That's the permanent situation. That will never change. Chanting devotional service. So Adipusha Prabhu nicely says, my zip code is Kirtan. I vote for Prabhupada. I live in Kirtan. I live in service. That's our geographical location. This is our transcendental geography. We live in Kirtan together. We live in class together, morning class. All right? Okay? So I guess we can wrap it up. Thank you very much, Sharmila, everyone. Rameshwar Nayak, Bhaktivinoda, Bhima Prabhu.
Thank you,
What's that?
Prabhu, for
Cereals?
this. Haribo, yes, Cheerios and honey. The honey. All the talk
Nice.
about honey. I had to put honey on my Cheerios. Thank you
Nice.
for this after school class. I like that. Very nice extending it, Prabhu, and letting people speak. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you very much for speaking, Bhima Prabhu. Thank you very much, everybody. All right, have a wonderful Tuesday. Devotional service goes on, and see you all tomorrow. The waves of time are very strong, but devotional service is stronger. Okay, Hare Krishna.